Hey, I'm ElusiveKev, welcome back to MotoGP 18, where Mario had a very good debut in the Moto2 class. Baby, looking to push on for top 5 result, maybe even battle for a podium around the Tomás del Rio Hondo circuit in Argentina. So here goes Mario then for the first of 3 possible qualifying laps in Argentina. He's here towards the first corner. You've got to be so smooth, such a difficult circuit. He's already outbraked himself. Got to be careful getting on the power out of these corners, which are very tough to get right, especially when you outbrake yourself like Mario's done in the first 2 corners. And going on to the back straight, your biggest chance of overtaking comes at the end of it. Got to make sure to get a good run through the right hand. He's 3/10 down on Baldassarre. He's 41.6. He's trying to better. Italian on the ponds, very strong, as he saw in Qatar last time out. Challenging for the podium in front of Mario, getting out that hairpin again, bit of wheel spin. That's a much better second sector. Really could have followed up that Qatar. New more impressive performance where Tyres really do cry for help around this lap in this second half of it. Through that right hand, it's going to be very difficult to be as smooth as that in the race in the last few laps. And it might be Kota where we expect to see the big leap for Mario. He's challenging for wins and podiums, but he's doing well around this lap apparently. 1.1 up. We go for the left hand, and again that rear trying to get away. Now it's the final couple corners. Very difficult to get right. As Baldassarre is already bettered his lap time, 40.9. Well, the Italian has Mario half a second back, 41.4. That's not bad for the first effort. As Baldassarre no doubt will be qualifying right up in the top 5. So Mario to be that far off, it could be his first top 10 qualifying performance. And Moto2 levels, look at that rear. Trying to crawl away from him like a snake slithering away. To go onto the back stretch. He needs to be a bit more aggressive through that right hand. I know there's that big fat sausage curb on the inside, but still. Okay, so much more speed. He needs to gain so much more speed down this back straight. Well, you get on the anchors very hard. Into the right hander. And the Vieira 40.7 now at the top. With just over 5 minutes remaining, as Mario a bit wide again for that hairpin. You can see the bike snaking as he tried to go on the brakes. Where's he going into this right hand? He's gone to Peru. What the hell is he doing? So there goes this good lap where he's been setting personal best everywhere. And he really struggled to get on the power through that right hand, and there you go, 1.2 down. Lost the second there. Still got Virgo, 40.6 now at the top. Changing all the time in these last 5 minutes. This qualifying session. Could even be in the 39s to be on pole. You never know. There's Mario, 42 for that. Let's see if he can get into the 40s at least. Needs to nail every break but every apex, which he hasn't done so far. He's only nailed about half of them, on each of the 2 laps so far. No, that's better for the first corner. Maybe dilly-dallied a bit, get on the power. And in through to the left. He has nailed the braking point so far. And on to the back straight again. Not aggressive enough. Just let the car, the bike flow. Do we have 2 or 4 wheels on this thing? Can't remember now. Can't even see. Apparently. That's a PB for Mario. 2/10 down. That's around 3/10 quicker than he's been before. So not bad at all. And the PB through the second sector. Very short second sector. As once again he's gone so wide in that right hander. As he's 7/10 down so far through half of that. No, I just can't get the bike into that right. And once again, trying to apply the power is just not working, but he's now just 5/10 down, apparently. So still setting PBs as he head towards the final couple corners. Very easy to mess up this right-hander, which just flows into the final corner. You saw the wheelie for Mario as he does a 41.2. Top 10 for the moment. So we are looking at grid with Verge on pole ahead of Olivia Bagnaia, leading the second row. There's McDonald in 10th ahead of Lowe's and Fanati, his teammate. Very close to teammates. As he scrolled down to the top 20, ran out by Corto alongside Ollendale and Corsi on the 7th row. While right at the back on the 8th row is Danilo, Corradin and Frudigini. So here's Mayo revving up in Argentina, waiting for the lights to go out. We get underway. Heading towards the first corner. With a bit of a poor start. He's down to 14th. Lost a couple of positions. Got his teammates battling for the top 10. Look at that from Fanati. As now Mayo gets into Marini. The VR46 machine. And Fanati is in the top 10. Well, Mayo is doing some grass cutting, it looks like. And a bit wide getting on to this back straight. Now he's got Lowe's. Marini right behind him on Navarro. Slipstreaming Fanati for the top 10. That's good breaking into the hairpin. There's 1 minute lead. Head of Verge, while his teammate Alex Marquez down in 6th, battling with Binder. Great job. The Moto3 champ, or former Moto3 champ. As the current one makes some moves. Past his teammate, and oh, it goes down. Who was that trying to cut across him? Did not work out well for them anyway. As there goes Mayo past Fanati. As Verge back into the lead ahead of Mir. It's a bit wide through the left-hander from Mayo. And look at Shirota battling with Baldassari in front. It's going to the final couple of corners. Mayo over dive. Down the inside of Shirota and Baldassari. Going for the outside, across the line. Didn't work though with the wheelie. It's Verge leads ahead of Oliviero and Bagnaia. Mir down to 4th now. Looks like he's back up to 2nd now, holding that. Well, Remy Garn ahead of Sam Lowe's. He's got a long race here, 8 laps. He can't be affording to do that too much, Mario. Sliding that rear. And as he lost his chance to really attack his top 10, as he loses out in that first set, you can see that as Quartararo down in 23rd, battling with Oldendale. Didn't expect to see that from the NTS. We'll speed up. Fanati behind his teammate, sitting right behind him. Not able to do anything about him though. Let's go out there, but I expect him to dive down the inside there, but it didn't happen. And it looks like man losing touch for this very close top 9. The Dynavolt riders joining the front. So he's outbraked himself again into that right hand. It's such a tricky corner to get right. The brake for it looks like. This is a set to where Mario comes alive. This kind of left kink. Getting on the power, again a bit of a wheelie. And in through his next left, heading into final couple corners. The bike's just not getting into the corner. We've got Agata and Gardner battling over the final point. Well, Mario's just battling to get this thing stopped. Go out of the final corner. He does a 41.4. Olivia does the fast lap of 40.6. But he's still just a couple seconds up the road. It's not that big a gap between his top 10 now in the line. This is more like a Moto3 race than Moto2. Everyone lined up. There's Remy Gardner now battling with Bernardes. There's Passini battling with the KTM for SIP. Well, Mario right in the back of Baldassare. He goes very wide. Clipping up the dirt as the Italian. So let's see what this Sniker's horsepower can do. Everyone got the same amount of horsepower apparently. But then again, you got different setups with gearing as well. And different bodywork as well from the different constructors. That's a good move for Mario. Up into 9th then. The Ponds rider. Now he's got Shirota on his hit list. Could be hit immediately. Not quite. Go through the right hand. You just got to be careful getting on that power. Even on this third lap. Oh, and that's a dive. Mario making no friends in Moto 2. Especially that German. In the Dynavolt team. So up into 8th place. And now he's got the veteran Passini in front. There's a little look down the inside of the Italian. Not quite working out. As he does a 40.7. He's right up there that time wise. The fastest guys. That's not far off. Olivier's 40.6 at all. Once again, after a couple laps of just settling down after that start, Donald's starting to come alive. As he nicks down the inside Passini and Bagnaia. Passini, very hard customer though, shoves McDonald wide. Mario having to yield. And now he's getting a slipstream of Passini. Not sure he's getting it off of him. Look at German. As Alex Marquez up to 2nd, he's working his way beautifully up the order. Up and slipping out of the top 5. And here comes Shirota with a good dive. Says, you do it to me, I'll do it back. And Mario got the acceleration out the corner, going around the outside through the left-hander. Can he keep it out the dirt? Not quite. But he can keep it down the inside. Shirota takes it back around the outside. Oh, he blocks Mario, cuts him off. So, of course, Mario tries to dive back with his favourite left-hander. And look at these riders, elbow to elbow. Shirota trying to fight back for the left-hander, but it's not working. Mario had to start for that. In this position, he's right in the tail of Passini, looking for a top 5 maybe. Instead, he's fending off Shirota. And back down to 9th. Look at 42.2 after setting up 40.7. Not the lap he wanted as he go into the second half of the race. Dives down the inside for the right hand. There's some fantastic battling with Shirota. But it's probably harming both of their races. Mario gets the braking done round the outside into the left. Marcel still wants to fight though. Mario holds him off as look at the tyres, halfway worn on the front. Rear around on a third the way he wants. The tyre is going to be a big issue in this final couple of laps. As now here comes Baldassari, oh, into Mario. He's forced one. So Mario's first fall then on a Moto2 machine. He's down to 15th. Not being forced ride by Baldassari. Here comes Locatelli, Passini's teammate. Here comes Mario and Isaac Vinales. Not quite. You go for the right. You've got Luca Marini down in 21st, battling with Danny Kent. And here goes Mario past Isaac Vinales. Now he's got the tech through of Remy Gardner in front in 13th. And look at that rear. Battling him all the way on this 5th lap. And it's just going to get worse as this race goes on. And Mario does make the dive on Gardner. Past the Australian. So got 46 for that. And quickly past Simone Corsi as well. Another Italian veteran of this category. But he's a fighter, Corsi, just like Passini. As he go for the first corner though. Mario by into 12. Oh, Corsi. That's a bit rambunctious. Rambunctious. Whatever you say that word. He's got Quartararo in 19th, battling with Joe Roberts. Now you're getting the slipstream of Corsi, maybe tactically let him by. As you approach 170 miles per hour. He's got the inside line on Corsi. He has outbraked himself just a bit. Be careful getting on the power after that previous lap. But down the inside through the left-hander. But does he make it stick? Does he go into the right? Oh, just ahead of Corsi, just. There's some great battling. Again for Mario. First with Shirotta and now with Corsi. But has he finally dismissed the Italian? Now can he catch up to his teammate Fenati? He's having a decent race in 11th. Just outside the top 10. He can see it right within reach as well, the Italian. So taking the wide line. And trying to set up the run out the corner. He does a 42.4. He's 1.3 seconds behind Fenati. 6/10 ahead of Corsi though. Let's see what he can do in clean air now with worn tyres. You've seen him do 42s, but he's been battling. Well, he's been setting those. Let's see if he can catch up to his teammate and battle. His last couple of laps, maybe even battle for a top 10. He's gone to the back straight again. He's just not confident enough, Mario, especially with the tyres as they are worn. Get a good one. He's lost a 10th to Fenati and Corsi. There's Remy Gardner up to 13th now. Getting a hang of the engine braking over this Moto2 machine. Maybe not getting on the power. Sam Lowe's down in 32nd, back with Jules Danilo. What's the Brit doing down there? What is Mario doing on the grass? He survives another excursion there. In this penultimate lap. There's Dominic Agata down in 22nd. We've seen some experienced riders all over the place. Mario's just taking his own lines again. Brakes. He's just not confident at all with them. And you've seen that in this race. 1.7 off Fenati. He's not gaining on his team. I thought he might. Clean air as Oliviera leads Alex Marquez. Got Verge in third. Mir in fourth. Binder around at the top 5. The Bagnaia, Piscini. And they've got 43 flat. An absolutely terrible lap from McDonald. As he goes to the final lap. And here comes Corsi and Garner to bully him and beat up on him. Especially when he wants a quiet ending after quite a loud race. Here come the bullies with their beatboxes. And look at that from Gardner on the Tech 3. They've got Isaac Fernandez behind as well in 15th. Sam Lowe's making his way up the order up to 29th ahead of the Brazilian. So Lord holds the inside line. He's still within touching distance of Corsi. But look how much he's riding that rear. Can't get the power on anywhere. But still he's gaining back up to the Italian. We've got Locatelli battling as well for a point. Oh, there comes McDonald with the move. Past Corsi into 12th. As he got back that position right behind his teammate. 2.3 behind his teammate now. As Olivia wins ahead of Alex Marquez. Got Mir. Got Verge and Binder rounding out the top 5. Well, for McDonald, it's 12. He sets a 42.5, his best lap for quite a while. Final lap, but disappointing result behind his teammate. Oh, it could have been better. Could have been much better. So, Oliveira wins by 1.4 seconds ahead of Marquez, with Vergate in over a further second back. Then we got Mir in fourth, Binder, Bagnaia, Passini, Baldassarri, Shirota. And look at that young Spaniard rounding out the top 10. Fantastic ride from him ahead of Fanati and McDonald, who, despite having a fantastic fastest lap, did not have the best second half of the race. Ahead of Corsi, Vinales and Gardner grabs the final point just ahead of Locatelli and Barbera and Oddendale and Agata. Quartararo round out the top 20 ahead of Navarro, Marini, Danny Kent, Joe Roberts, Ben Snyder. It's just a line with Paoli ending it in 26th. Got Sam Lowe's just recovering to 27th in the end, with Manzi at the back. So in the Riders' Championship, Oliveira level and Marcus are level on points after one win each. You've got Bagnaia, 19 points back already. You've got Verge, Binder, Baldassarri, Mir, Shirota, McDonald. The big four are down to 9th in the top 10. Passini rounds out the top 10 now. You've got Fanati up to 13th as well. Vinales up to 18th. There's 19 riders have scored points so far this season. And that was not a good weekend for McDonald. Reputation's gone a bit down after being outraced by Fanati and qualifying just ahead of his Italian teammate. And not many development points for the team either. While in MotoGP, it was another Marc Marquez victory. While in Moto3, it was Jorge Martin ahead of Bezzecchi and Bassini. So before we head to the Circuit of the Americas, we can do the big development for Mayo, which is the brakes. So you can prevent the lock-in or increase the bike's braking power. I think preventing the lock-in might be more important at the moment, just making sure it's stable and he can just get on the brakes how he would like. He's not quite got that feeling yet. But will he get it round the Circuit of the Americas next time out as we head to America for the only time this season, with his skills up to level 75 for lean angle, 73 for riding position, and 74 for throttle manager and brakes manager. Let's see if we can go on top of those brakes and ride to that top 5 finish he wanted in Argentina next time out. So I'm watching. We'll find out then.